Welcome everyone to the Alchemy Collective Consciousness Global Meditation. Today's date is June 4th, 2024. The Alchemy Collective Consciousness is a group of light beings who come across time and space to support a planet and its people at a time of awakening. The Alchemy speak through our channel Ana-La-Rai and have been co-creating with us now for 11 years. My name is Paula, and I am part of the Human Ground Crew, and we support the Alchemy Collective Consciousness. I would like to introduce you to the remainder of the Ground Crew. Ana-La-Rai and Christian join us from Vancouver Island, Canada. Sarah resides in Florida, USA. Maria is currently in Bavaria, Germany, and I live in Montana, USA. The Ground Crew, as you know, donate our time in divine service to our beautiful Mother Gaia, but we do, however, have some 3D costs. So if you would like to go to our website on the alchemycollective.org, there is a donation spot there that would be very much appreciated if you would care to donate. And with that, thank you for joining us. And now back to Ana-La-Rai.
Thank you, Paula, and welcome everyone. Excited to be here today. Today is part 5 of the Angelic Healing Grid, and I know most of you have been here for all of the previous weeks. This is the first time we've ever created anything like this at all. So it really shows how the energies on planet Earth are changing. So let's first start by getting connected. So just see, feel, or sense as we bring in that pure source light. And I'm going to ask everyone to consciously connect to your highest self. And just see before you as a beautiful golden disc appears. And it's larger than a dinner plate, and it's the Alchemy's travel disc. And as you step upon it, just feel as it brings you up, up, up to the Alchemy's field. And here you'll see, for those of you new to us, a beautiful field, and there's large trees on either side and wildflowers and beautiful grasses. But if you look down this field, you will see the Alchemy's home crystal at the end. And it's a great big crystal. It's quartz-like in color and texture. It's the size of a great big old oak tree. And it's the Alchemy's portal. And so we ask everyone to either walk or travel on your golden disc down towards the crystal. And in a minute, we're going to create a group heart, but let me just bring forth the alchemy. Greetings, beloved ones. We are the alchemy, and it is our pleasure to be present with you this day. We call forth on ribbons, the one you know as Ana-La-Rai, on Christian, on Mother Gaia and Karila, to all step forward into the crystal, into the crystal. And as you have probably heard, we always work in group consciousness, and we will this day once again. So see or feel or imagine as we bring a braided ray of 4 different colors, purple, blue, platinum, and green, down from source into each, into Ana-La-Rai, into Christian, into Gaia, and into Karila, who will eventually replace Mother Gaia as she completes her contracts. And see or feel now as we bring this down through Ana-La-Rai's physical human form, this 4-colored braid, and it comes out her heart, and it's going to connect directly with your heart now. And just receive. All you need to do is receive. If you're doing our meditation, we ask that you not be driving a car because the energies run quite strong. And see or feel now as this 4-color braided rays come down through the body and heart of the one named Christian, and it comes out his heart, and it comes directly and connects with your heart, and then it moves through your body, and it comes out the back of your human body and wraps around this whole group from the right all the way to it hits your back once again. And you hear Ana-La-Rai beginning to yawn as we increase the energies and the frequencies. And see or feel now as the same 4-colored braided ray or ribbon comes down through and connects with Mother Gaia. And she sends it out from her heart within the crystal here where the 4 of them are to your heart now. And just feel all of this love we send you through the purple, the blue, the green, and the platinum rays. And finally feel or see or trust as we send this same 4-colored braided ray down through Kari-La, and it comes out her heart and connects with yours. And just receive as we send more love and more light. And feel now as we start to run the diamond lights, the white, the pink, the golden, and the aqua. These are what you call the ascension energies. The white is the base diamond light, and they all carry the codes of remembrance of who you are on all levels. The pink supports the human physical body. The golden is for healing, and the aqua for your sovereignty. And we remind you that you can call on these twice a day, up to 60 consecutive minutes, one of these times being at bedtime. One of these times at bedtime. Just feel as those flow into your body. They are not flowing out of your bodies, just into your bodies and into your auric field. And the vibration rises again. And we ask you now on your golden disc to travel to a place of nature, to the place of nature that you have been going to, the same place you have been going these last 4 meditations. So you're always going to the same place. We are going to list them, but you go now. But we want to, right now, Ana-La-Rai has counted that there are 57 countries where this energy is flowing, and 36 human anchors that have written back to us or were with us last week. And some of you might have listened and not written back, and we don't know. But right now, the human anchors are in the Arctic, the Antarctic, Russia, Brazil, Australia, Sweden, Kenya, Ireland, Chile, Jordan, Peru, South Africa, Ethiopia, Lebanon, Germany, Korea, Cambodia, Venezuela, Aruba, Vietnam, Eritrea, New Caledonia, Switzerland, England, Colombia, Thailand, Scotland, Guyana, Egypt, Montenegro, Jamaica, Croatia, Laos, Ghana, Libya, and Afghanistan. And all of these, to our knowledge, as human anchors. And the additional countries, yes, we said Ireland. Beautiful. Okay, so, and we also have for Canada, we were certain there had been one for Canada. Thank you, Kathy. So that is 37 human anchors. And the additional countries where just an angelic being is USA, China, Argentina, France, Mexico, Mongolia, Madagascar, Denmark, Singapore, New Zealand, India, Nepal, Turkey, Israel, Belgium, Spain, the Maldives, Japan, Greenland, Holland, all have people there when we do our meditations and have an angelic being there. And as each week before, if you look behind you, there are many, many beings of light here in concentric circles around the crystal, around all of you. The 100,000 Terra crystal angels are present. There is an angelic being on your golden disc. There is an ascended master and a whale or dolphin with you. This is all possible. Beautiful. And Mary, you have been an anchor for Mongolia. We were unaware. Thank you. And so that means we have 38 human anchors. And Switzerland, we have, yes, we had a human anchor there because we didn't write down who it was. Now, one writes in Senegal. Were you a human anchor for Senegal? So you've done every day the last 4 weeks? So Sarah, if you can let us know. Some people were not being anchors, but they were working with us during our meditations. Either is fine. And so this is all possible because you are tapped in, we are tapped into the gathering energy. We did not close the energies of the gathering that was held early April online. And as you can see in front of you, the Muskoka gathering is in September. And this is the first time in 11 years that we have ever held a gathering open. Ever had a gathering open. So we also have the country of Senegal. And because the energies, yes, we have Switzerland, thank you. And because the energies of the gathering are still running, it allows us a far greater access to the higher frequencies. And this is why we are able to build this grid, why we are able to create, co-create this beautiful grid. And this angelic healing grid will be held and energized by the Terra crystal angels who were birthed at one of our gatherings in Mexico some years ago. There is 100,000 of them that were birthed for the Great Awakening here on Earth. And so, beloveds, the last few weeks we have been anchoring energy down into the earth, not into any grids, just into the earth. And then last week at the very end, an angelic being came down and joined you, and they went in to the earth. Like a little bit like a hammer and a nail. And so you still see the angel's head. You are connected to the angel. They connected their heart to yours, to all of the anchors. And this day we do the next step in the process. Which questions do you have before we begin? Because we cannot have Ana-La-Rai distracted. And of course, we will tell you later how to use the grid and all of these things when we are ready. But right now, today is another part of the process of getting it all created as quickly as we can. So if you have a question about the grid, write it in now. There is really very little you need to know. Your brains do not need to know much. Your heart can feel it. The diamond lights are flowing to you. You are accompanied on your golden disc. You are now in your place of nature that you have gone to for the past 4 weeks. And feel now as the energies start to flow even stronger and begin to download into that white thread of light from source. These threads of white light and just allow and just feel as these threads of white light move through you easily, for it has been several weeks, and they flow through your feet and are deposited below into the earth, not into any grid, simply into the earth below your feet. The angel is present, and they are also receiving the white threads of light. And now we are going to truly test Ana-La-Rai's abilities here as she channels and moves in human form. So what we are going to start to do, and we ask you to continue to receive the white light and to hold your space and simply allow. We are going to start creating a light grid from each anchor point. From each anchor point in each country, and we are going to crisscross over the whole grid, over the whole globe. Someone might do a diagram of this later. We don't know. It doesn't matter. But we want Ana-La-Rai to track it. And so we need her to do this as we work through it. And so We are going to start in all the places there is a human anchor with an angelic being first, and then go to the countries there are not human anchors that we are aware of. And of course, if there are people who were anchors or part of the work, but they didn't write into us this time, we might not have their country, but we can add anything later. We can add anything later. So your job is to continue to receive the white light and to feel when the connection comes. So the connection that of white light of the grid is forming will be through the angelic beings. It will not be running through you. So the grid will be between, initially, the angelic beings that are in the earth. As we shared with you, it is like a nail that has been driven down into a piece of wood, but this is an angel that has descended into the earth with their head up to hold the vibration and energies in the earth. We know it is a very funny visual. It will change later, but this works for this moment. All right. Feel now as the frequencies and energies begin to rise. As more of these of the white threads of light travel to you. And the very first of the angelic, of the white threads of light that will make the grid, that will go from anchor to anchor, the very first one comes through Ana-La-Rai's heart. So we start at the Arctic as this pure source light comes through, and we then travel straight down to the Antarctic, to Christian. And we don't know where everyone else is, so please, we won't be using other names. And now we are going to bounce all over, but just feel. So it is coming through Ana-La-Rai's heart and connecting to Christian's heart, and the grid is going to start to form because it is comes from her heart, but she is merged. Both of them are merged with the two angelic beings. With the two angelic beings, the rest of this, of when the thread of white light comes across from Christian to the next anchor, it will go to the angelic being, and from angelic being. So not through the human bodies other than Ana-La-Rai and Christian. All right. It is a good thing she kept many notes. And from the Arctic, it went down to the Antarctic, and next up to Canada, to the angel in Canada. And now this same single thread of white light travels across to Russia. Just watch and feel as the grid begins to form. And from Russia, it travels down to the angelic being, holding it within Egypt. And from Egypt, the same thread of light goes across the world to Korea, to the angelic being in Korea. And from there, from Korea, it travels across the world again to the country you call Jamaica. And from Jamaica, it travels all the way over to the country you call Mongolia. And from Mongolia, it travels to Guyana. And from Guyana, it travels to Sweden. And from Sweden, it travels over to Brazil. And again, the whole globe is being crisscrossed. And from Brazil, it travels to the little country of Switzerland. And from Switzerland, it travels down to Venezuela. And from Venezuela across to Croatia. And from Croatia to New Caledonia. And from New Caledonia to Afghanistan. And from Afghanistan up to Germany. And from Germany over to Australia. And from Australia all the way over to Colombia. And from Colombia, it travels the same single thread of white light from source to create this grid, travels all the way over to Kenya. And then down to Chile. And from Chile, it travels to the angel anchoring in Ireland. And from Ireland, it travels all the way over to Peru. It doesn't matter that you are following this, just feel the energies as it comes and connects with you. Just know that it is like weaving, so to speak. It is like weaving. And from Peru, it travels to Montenegro. And then to Laos. And across to Aruba. And over to Vietnam. Again, to connect with all of the angelic beings, the angels that are anchors. And from Vietnam to Eritrea. And then over to Cambodia. And from Cambodia down to South Africa. And from South Africa over to Libya. And then up to Scotland. And then over to Thailand. And then to Jordan. And from Jordan to Ethiopia. and then to England. Again, always to the place of nature where you are, or where the human is, and the angel that is anchored in the earth. From England to Ghana, which is different than Guyana. We might be saying those wrong. And there from Ghana, one moment, to Lebanon. We want to double check. And if you are listening to this and your country wasn't called and you are an anchor, we can add you to this thread. It simply is we were unaware that you had been an anchor. But we are going to do more countries now that simply have an angelic being. Yes, we think we have. So this was 37. And now we are continuing the grid. We are continuing the grid, still connecting to the angelic beings. So from Ghana, we go up to Greenland, and then over to Japan. And then to Mexico. And from Mexico to France. And from France to the Maldives. And then to Argentina. And back over to Holland or the Netherlands. And then to China. Back over to Spain. And from there to USA. Though we think there probably is an anchor there, we are just unaware of it. And then over to Israel at 48. And down to New Zealand, 49. To Turkey at 50. And Senegal at 51. And from here, from Senegal at 51, we go to Nepal at 52, and then over to India at 53, and then to Singapore. Again, all of this one single thread connecting and weaving across the world. And from Singapore, we go over to Denmark, and from Denmark to Madagascar. And we are missing something, so just a moment here. And down to Belgium. Is there anyone who didn't hear their country? Yes, Scotland was already covered, so was Switzerland. Let us just make sure we don't have one missing that we know of. We do not see one missing. Beautiful. So feel now or see as this single white thread of light has traveled the earth, connecting with all the angelic beings. And it also connects with Ana-La-Rai and Christian, who are merged with the angelic being. So all the anchors are being connected. You are still receiving your own white light. And so there are 57, what you call 57 countries at this moment. And just see or feel now as more light from source begins to flow. And what we are going to do is this 57 was Belgium. And it will go on to other countries that have not been named. But we know that there were anchors there. And then it will come back to number 1, to Ana-La-Rai in the Arctic. So it is what you refer to as a closed circuit. The grid is going to be a closed circuit, connected by angelic beings. And just feel. And so now we invite each of you to imagine that you place your feet on this grid. It is not active yet. So you are not standing on the angel's head. No, of course not. But you are placing your feet on the grid now. and allow more of this white light, this white thread of light, to flow through you and into this new grid. Before it was going into the earth, but now you were allowing it to flow into the newly formed grid. Just allow. And we are going to take 10 minutes. We are not going to talk in that time, and we are just going to ask you to receive and allow for 10 minutes more of this white light from source, this thread of white light, to flow directly into this newly formed grid. The grid is not active. So just allow the white light to flow through you and into the grid now. And so, beloved ones, those of you that have agreed for these past weeks to be an anchor, we would ask you to do so for one more week, please. But the difference is that you will be, when you do your 5 minutes and allow the energies of the white thread of light as it has built up in you all 24/7, when you allow the 5 minute release, you will imagine your feet on the newly formed grid. And so you will be sending the energies into the new grid, into the new grid. And we want to share with you that this healing grid will take some time to integrate to the energies and it will be activated during the Muskoka gathering in September. It will be activated during the gathering in September in Muskoka. And it cannot be done in this format that you are in now. So it will be activated at that time, and then we will share how it will be utilized, and we will share that with you at one of our global meditations after Ana-La-Rai and Christian return from the gathering. So we will be filling it up over these coming weeks, continuing to download the energy into it. We will still be speaking of it on our global meditations, but the activation will not take place until we are together in the physical, together into the physical. And so we take this opportunity to share with you that we would love to have you join us at our Muskoka gathering. Muskoka is in Canada, 2 to 3 hours north of the city you call Toronto. And it is at this beautiful resort. And we have reserved spaces for 20 people so far, and 11 of those spaces are already filled. And so if you are thinking of joining us, please let us know so that we can reserve the space for you. And if you have not been to a gathering, they are difficult to describe. The energy builds each and every day, which will beyond anything it has ever been because we have kept the energies open. There is great fun and camaraderie. It is you always walk away at a much higher frequency and vibration than when you came. So you do your divine service every day, but you also have big gifts and shifts for you as an individual human, as well as having fun. And so that is available on our website, thealchemycollective.org. And so we invite you now to lift your feet from the grid and travel back to the alchemy home crystal and just feel as the diamond lights stop flowing and Kadila, Mother Gaia, Christian, and Ana-La-Rai gently dissolve their four-colored braid connected to your heart. And Christian dissolves the group heart. And your golden discs bring you back to your own time and space. And we have one other little announcement. We really like doing Ana-La-Rai's announcements for her. So this is a reminder that her next one-day workshop, Moving Higher into Your Ascension, is on Saturday, June 22nd from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. It is online and in person. And yesterday, the other guides that she works with told her the title and what they're going to work on. So it is called Connecting to the Higher Realms. And it flows under the guidance of various enlightened ones. And it is always the newest energies coming through, as well as infusions of your original soul blueprint. And you will also receive the recordings if you cannot be with Ana-La-Rai live or for the whole time. And so that is Connecting to the Higher Realms will be the title and the focus of the one-day workshop on Saturday, June 22nd. And we, the Alchemy, are always in the background of Ana-La-Rai's work. And so, beloved ones, we thank you so much for being present and helping in this co-creation of the angelic healing grid. There will be more to do with it. And next Tuesday, our global meditation, and on the 11th, will be in the morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And we look forward to having you join us once again. And whether you are listening to the recording or here with us live, you are still contributing, you are still co-creating, and still receiving the energies. Our blessings and love to each of you. We are the alchemy. Thanks everybody for coming. Thank you, the alchemy, for coming as we awaken as a planet and a people. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to next week. And again, when you're connecting this week, don't forget to just put your feet on the grid and allow the energies to flow into the new grid. It won't be active until the gathering, but we're still going to fill it up. And someone else is saying, wow. Yeah, I agree. Wow. So it'll be exciting at the gathering. I'm sure we will be trying it out there and getting all the information for everybody. So, all right, have a great rest of your Tuesday or Wednesday if you're in other parts of the world, and we will see you next week. Bye for now. Thank you.